passengers. I know we're all still processing the ending of Dexter, Resurrection, Season 1 finale, and like many of you, I'm left wondering, what if? Since Showtime and Michael C. Hall have recently given us an official greenlit announcement for Season 2, we decided to take matters into our own hands. Get ready for our fan-made fantasy episode 2 of Dexter, Resurrection, Season 2. We're diving deep into the aftermath of Dexter Resurrection Season 1. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into the darkness. Episode 2, The Predator's Playgrnd. Montage, quick cuts. Dexter, original sin, flashback, young Dexter with Harry. Harry saying, "You have a dark gift, Dex. But it needs rules." Harry teaching the code. Original series highlights. Doug saying, "Surprise, motherfucker." Brian's ice truck killer reveal. Trinity laughing. Trinity killing Rita. Miguel's betrayal. Deb discovering Dexter's truth. New blood clips. Dexter in Iron Lake. His relationship with Angela. Harrison's violent streak. Logan's murder. Harrison shooting Dexter. Harrison walking away. Resurrection Season 1. Dexter surviving. Harry coming back. Predator's Kill Club. Each killer being killed by Dexter. Predator saying, "Hello Dexter Morgan." Predator killing Angel. Angel saying, "Fuck you Dexter Morgan." Dexter screaming. Dex killing Predator. Harrison escaping from Predator to be back with his new girlfriend. Dexter saying his inner monologue on the cruise. Dexter entering NYC under alias Daniel Moore. Ghost Council bickering in the boat's loft. News report of Central Park victim. First glimpse of the Midnight Mangler, Mads. Dexter receiving the scalpel and note, "Perfection awaits." Dexter voiceover saying, "My name is Dexter Morgan. At least, it used to be." Blood spatter analyst. Father, husband, monster, murderer. The dark passenger was once my only companion, but now I travel with a whole council of ghosts. A dysfunctional family reunion inside my head. Welcome to New York, a city full of predators. Which makes it the perfect place for me. Because a predator needs prey. An intro like there used to be in Dexter Original 8-season series and Dexter Original Sin. Dexter voiceover saying, "New York City, a concrete jungle with 8 million lives. And at least one predator who sees me. But before I can deal with him, another has claimed his territory. The Ripper. Cold open, a Ripper in the dark. Exterior, Lower East Side Alley, 2 a.m. Rain slick brick walls. A young woman stumbles, terrified. Behind her, heavy footsteps. A hulking figure steps into dim neon light. Vincent D'Onofrio is Vincent, Vince, Caro, the NY Ripper. Knife glints. He's calm, deliberate, humming Sinatra under his breath. Vince, in low, menacing way, saying, "Don't scream, sweetheart. I'll make it quick. I'm an artist. You'll be beautiful." He lunges. A cut, blood sprays onto the alley wall in a streak. He tilts his head, admiring. Dexter voiceover, in an overlay, clinical way saying, "Red Schmidt, an alias used by Vincent Caro like me. Longshoreman, twice divorced. Police reports say drunk, disorderly. What they missed, he's been perfecting his hobby for years. They call him the NY Ripper. And I call him, mine, alias. I preferably use Dr. Patrick Bateman, American Psycho, a formative read in my 20s, and I have sometimes in the past also used Kyle Butler, which due to my desire to balance my family life and killer life like Arthur Mitchell used to do ultimately resulted in a face-off with him. The Trinity Killer, and it is still one of my biggest mistakes I ever made and resulted in the death of my innocent loving wife Rita." Smash cut to black. ACT1 Dexter stalks. Interior, Dexter's lab. He sneaks looks at autopsy photos. Victim's body shows long, deliberate abdominal cuts. Trinity, in a ghostly, smiling way saying, "Precision. Ritual. He honors the body, like me. Don't you feel the kinship, Dexter?" Dokes, in a growling way saying, "Bullshit. He's sloppy, loud, no code. You're cleaner, Morgan. Better." Deb, in a snapping way saying, "Don't flatter yourself. He's you without your Boy Scout rules. And maybe he's got more balls." Dexter voiceover saying, "My counsel can't agree. But I already know the truth. Vince Caro is a monster. And monsters are my favorite bedtime story." Dexter at his apartment, late night. He pins photos of Caro's victims on the wall. Notes. Maps of his doc schedule. Harry saying, "Study his patterns, Dex. Don't rush. The code says, don't get caught." Young Dexter, in a quiet, doubtful way saying, Or maybe you're just replacing one monster with another. What if you're not fixing anything? Dexter voiceover saying, young me always asking the impossible question, what if? What if I was normal? What if I didn't kill? What if pigs could fly? Some hypotheticals are useless. Cut to Caro at a bar. Dexter watches him from outside, blending in the shadows. Caro laughs with his cronies, loud, boastful. Dexter notes his patterns, drunk, takes women, disappears for hours. Quinn takes command of Batista's unfinished files. Matthews warns Quinn by saying, let this die. Like La Guerta, Quinn leads a task force briefing. Masuka lays out crime scene photos. Matthews oversees like a hawk. Masuka saying, ritualistic, sharp force trauma. He carved a spiral into her chest. Quinn saying, and the kicker, the Ripper was supposed to be dead. Matthews saying, or maybe, he was never caught. Quinn's eyes flicker to Dexter's old blood slide photos pinned on the board. Quinn, in a low way saying, what if Morgan isn't the ghost we think he is? Masuka analyzes evidence, notes eerie similarity between new NY cases and Dexter's precision. Quinn insists Dexter's alive, causing tension, hint that he's turning into Dokes 2.0. EXT, New York Alley, night. Dexter studies a crime scene where the Ripper struck. He kneels, runs a gloved hand over blood spatter. Dexter, voiceover saying, messy but controlled, rage under discipline. He's not killing for need. He's killing for art. The council flickers behind him. Brian saying, like you, brother, a craftsman. Dokes saying, nah, this guy ain't you. He's worse. Miguel's saying, or better. Dexter smirks faintly. Dexter saying, let's find out. ACT3 The Ghost Courtroom. Abandoned loft, Dexter prepping plastic sheets. The ghosts appear one by one like a jury forming around him. Rita in an emphatic way saying, Dexter, don't. Please, it never ends. It just keeps pulling you deeper. Dokes in a snarling way saying, shut the hell up. He's a killer. You gonna let him walk? You think Harrison would? Angel, in a solemn way saying, there's always another kill, Dexter. Are you delivering justice, or feeding yourself? Deb, in a screaming way saying, oh my god, you're still fucking rationalizing this. You're not a hero, Dex. You're just a junkie with syringes instead of needles. Dexter voiceover saying, my jury's out, but I already reached a verdict. Claudette Wallace briefs NYPD by saying the Midnight Mangler leaves his victims posed, joints shattered, mouths sewn shut. This isn't random, it's art. She links Midnight Mangler murders to Miami's Bay Harbor slides, subtle DNA traces. She calls Quinn by saying, if BHB is in New York, I'll prove it. Quinn saying, if he's alive, I'll put him down. ACT4 Kill Room, The Ripper. Exterior, shipping docks. Night. Caro escorts a drunken woman to a container. Dexter stalks, syringe ready. The moment Caro pulls a blade, Dexter strikes but misses. Woman flees screaming. Police arrive on the scene while Ripper escapes, leaving Dexter wounded. Int. Miami Metro, night. A new murder board. Old Dexter cases pinned in red string as Quinn gets his hands on Angel's phone and has listened to his voice recordings and pictures. Quinn, now deputy captain, leads the briefing. Masuka waddles in, older, the same inappropriate grin. Matthews sits in the corner, retired but still consulted as Captain Angel Batista was shot dead. Quinn saying, blood slides, rituals, and now, a copycat in New York. Masuka, in a grinning way saying, guess the Dark Defender's back. Zombie Dexter, anyone? Quinn, in a dead serious way saying, or maybe he never died. Matthews, in a flatly way saying, if Morgan's alive, he'll slip. He always does. Quinn, Masuka, Matthews poring over slides. Quinn saying, every time we dig up Dexter, he comes back to haunt us. Masuka saying, or maybe, he never left. Matthews saying, if he's out there, he won't stop. He never could. Int. NYPD Precinct, night. Detective Claudette Wallace, from Resurrection S1, reviews case files. Photos of women arranged like puppets, strings tied to wrists. Claudette, to her partner says, the Midnight Mangler doesn't just kill. He performs. And we're his audience. Dexter, voiceover saying, Claudette, a detective who doesn't just chase killers, she profiles them. Which makes her dangerous. To them. To me. Int. New York apartment, night. The Ripper sits calmly at a table, dissecting a bird. His wall is covered with newspaper clippings and photos of Dexter Morgan. The door creaks. Dexter enters, knife ready. Dexter, in a quiet, dark way saying, "You've been expecting me." Ripper, Vincent D'Onofrio, in a grinning way says, "You think you're the only one with a code." They circle each other, Dexter saying, "I only kill killers." Ripper saying, "So do I, just take more from them." He gestures to jars filled with preserved eyes, fingers, teeth. The council erupts. Harry says, "Stick to the code." Deb says, "Get the hell out, Dex." "What about me, Rita, Dokes, Maria and Angel?" Trinity says, "He's like you and me. He's family. You see it, don't you?" Dexter grips his knife tighter. Dexter and the Ripper fight brutally. Dexter slashes, but the Ripper's size overwhelms him. He's pinned, knife at his throat. Ripper, in a low, menacing way saying, "I've studied you. The Butcher of Miami, the Bay Harbor Ghost. You're no different than me." Dexter, in a flat, cold way saying, "Differences. I finish my work." Dexter headbutts him, grabs the M99 injection taped underneath his table, and injects the Ripper in the throat. The council closes in around him, all speaking at once. Chaos. Harry saying, "Good, you followed the code, son." Deb saying, "Bullshit. Code my ass. You're spiraling, Dex." Trinity saying, "Now finish him. Complete the show. Show the Ripper who's the fucking butcher, the famous Miami Bay Harbor butcher." Dexter stares into the body on the floor. Dexter, voiceover saying, "The passenger whispers." The council screams. But one voice is missing. Harrison's. Caro wakes up, bound in plastic in Dexter's kill room. Caro, in a snarling way says, "What the fuck is this?" Dexter, in a calm, precise way says, "Your art show. You've been cutting your way through women across the 5 boroughs. Dock worker by day, Ripper by night, but your gallery is closed." Dexter lays out photos of victims across Caro's chest. Caro looks, disturbed but not ashamed. Caro, chuckling darkly and saying, "You think you're different. You think you're better than me." Dexter voiceover saying, "Every monster thinks they're unique. But under the plastic, they all sound the same." Dexter plunges the knife into Caro's chest. Blood sprays onto the photos. He watches the light leave Caro's eyes. Trinity, smiling proudly and saying, "Beautiful. Just like the work I used to do." Dokes saying, "About damn time." Morgan, cut to black. Quinn stares at an old evidence box labeled Dexter Morgan. Inside, blood reports, testimonies, photos, collected by Stan Liddy, Maria LaGuerta, and now Angel Batista, and now the alleged BHB James Dokes blood slides box. Masuka saying, "You sure you want to open that can of worms?" Quinn saying, "It's not a can of worms. It's a coffin, and I think Morgan's trying to crawl out." ACT-5 the warning. Dexter returns home, satisfied. But on his kitchen counter, another package. He hesitates, opens it. Inside, Caro's Doc ID badge, the man he just killed to obtain it. And a note. Note, "He was mine. MM." The council reacts instantly. Deb saying, "Oh shit, you just poached on his territory." Harry saying, "This Mangler, he's watching every move. Son, be careful, or it might end up like Trinity case." Dokes saying, "TikTok motherfucker. Looks like you are fucked big time, Morgan." Trinity, in a delighted way saying, "2 hunters. 1 city. How poetic. Like it was in Miami." Dexter stares at the badge, realization dawning. Dexter voiceover, in a final, chilling way saying, "The Midnight Mangler isn't just hunting prey. He's hunting me, and now, I've taken something of his." Cut to black. Disclaimer, fan-made content. This video is a non-profit, fan-made production. It is a work of fiction and speculation created purely for entertainment and as a tribute to the Dexter franchise. We do not own the rights to the characters, names, settings, or any intellectual property, IP, associated with Dexter Original 8-season series or Dexter Resurrection Season 1 series or Dexter New Blood series. All original content and IP belong to Showtime, Clyde Phillips, and the respective copyright holders. This video falls under fair use principles as a transformative and non-commercial work. Any resemblance to future or actual Dexter storylines is purely coincidental. Please support the official releases. If this fantasy episode gave you the continuation you've been craving, please consider helping us out. A like and a share truly tells the YouTube algorithm that the Dark Passenger is alive and well. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our next fan creations, and let us know your favourite theory in the comments below.